All right, we'll give it a few here, just a little bit, because I don't know how much time it takes if there's a lag. But anyway. All right, guys, we're live here, TMD Live. It's a Wednesday night, and we're on the mean streets of Marshfield, Wisconsin. Guys, where I risk my life every single day when I leave to head out to the world headquarters to make that liquid gold, pure TMD maple syrup. We're glad you're here tonight, guys. One thing that we would like is if you can share this. It just helps more people join on, and more people means more fun. Tonight we have a couple guests. One of them, not really a guest. You've seen him here before. It might have been a minute, but he's back. It's Jonny C. Jonny, I'm going to bring you on.
Yeah. What's up?
What's going on, John? It's been a little while.
Just another day in paradise. It warmed up today to like 7, I think.
Yeah, that was nice. 7 degrees.
It was great. It was
as opposed to Monday. I think we had -2 for a high.
We were at I think -19 for a low on Tuesday morning.
Yeah. So, it was rough. It's been rough lately.
You know, and it's crazy because when you start taking off layers, when it gets to the single digits, it's you kind of got to question why you live where you do.
Yeah, I mean, it's been tough. You know, we've been trying to, gear up and get ready for maple syrup here. And the last 3 days this week really couldn't work outside. It was too cold.
Oh, yeah. I worked outside all day yesterday, and it's good for me because I'm moving around so much. So I don't really get cold, and I dress appropriately. But, man, it was not comfortable. That's for sure.
Oh, man. For sure.
But yeah, it's northern states. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, you know what, guys? We're live tonight. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We're on TikTok, and we're even live on LinkedIn. Have you ever been live on LinkedIn before, John?
I've never been live on LinkedIn.
Okay, but we are.
We are.
John, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
You know how to read.
Right? Yeah, I do.
I know how to read.
I think you do, yeah.
Yeah. And I've read a book, you've read a book.
Yeah, lots of books.
Most people have probably read books in their lives.
Yep, definitely.
But you know what I would be saying? I guess probably most people, probably 99% of people have never written a book.
No, I would agree with that. I want to.
I would say, you do.
Yeah.
You want to write a book?
Well, I mean, I have a literature degree. I love reading and I love writing. I just haven't put it together yet to write a book.
Okay. Well, guess what?
What?
We have a guest tonight who's actually written a book.
What?
Many books.
Really?
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Yeah. We're going to bring on Stephanie Mulligan from Maine. Hello,
Welcome,
Stephanie. Meet Jonny C.
How's it going?
Stephanie, hold on. I can't hear you.
I muted myself. I'm sorry.
You're on. You're good now. You're good.
I was practicing this. I was muting myself because I was practicing Go Pack Go. Dang it. I hope people aren't upset about that. That was terrible.
Well, no, we're good. We're all good to go. John, I see you have a Packers hat on, and Stephanie has a Packers jersey on.
Oh, do you?
Yeah,
what jersey? You know what? My chat is in the way. I don't know how to move that.
I don't know.
There we go. Oh, nice. Nice.
Now, Stephanie, you're from Maine.
Yes.
And what part of Maine did you grow up in?
I grew up in the Western Foothills.
Okay.
And
what?
I'm laughing because my husband will say, "You're from Southern Maine." Like in a bad way, because he's from northern Maine. No.
No.
But it's funny. I said I'm from western Maine. Okay, I'm from the western foothills.
The western foothills.
But we are in technically northern Maine now. So
okay.
Very cool.
What northern Maine? What city?
So Lincoln.
So is that way up? Is that like near the Canadian border or something? Or
no,
what?
well, we're an hour from the Canadian border.
Okay.
So from Holton. But it's an hour north of Bangor, 2.5 hours north of Portland.
Okay.
Yeah, so those are some references for most folks.
Okay.
Is Bangor the pronunciation for Mainers, or is it a banger? Which is what I thought.
Bangor, but I mean, if you have a Maine accent, sometimes I do have a Maine accent.
Do we have Wisconsin accents? Would you say that, or do I? I think, or not?
A tad, I'd say. Okay. And do you refer to yourself as a Wisconsinite, or that was my question? Yeah. Okay, because we're Mainers, but we're Mainas. Sorry. Oh my gosh.
Mainas.
You're not me. I'm overpronouncing my R's.
Well, so before we get into all the books and everything that you do, you got the Packers jersey on, and tell us a little bit about that, because I think being in Wisconsin, people will find that interesting, and let's kind of get that out into the open.
So it was a great experience to live in Wisconsin. We were only there for about 5 months, preseason 2012, but it's where our first child lived. So Clara was like 3 months old, and we ended up driving from Maine to Wisconsin, and we stayed at the Green Bay Airport. That's where we were for a while. Then we went to De Pere, and we really loved traveling to Door County. And it really reminded us a lot of actually Bar Harbor. And they're really like the trails there, the walking trails. And that was really nice. And at the Green Bay Packers, one thing I really loved was the women's organization. They just like went over the top. They had like pamphlets and booklets, and they had lots of opportunity for us to connect the different significant others and that sort of thing. That was really important because when Matt was a journeyman, you could say, and he was a blocking tight end. So over the span of his career, he played for 10 different organizations. So when you're going from team to team, potentially, that was just really, that meant a lot to me as far as like their culture that they had established for their women's organization. And the fans were great and everything. So I have the helmet too.
Wow.
Just pretty cool.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah. And then this was pretty funny, but so like he got released and went to the Patriots. Went to the Patriots like right after this article was written. But so it's just that you never know, right? You never know. So yeah.
The NFL is a business machine. There's no love for a player. It's if they work, they do, and if they don't, they don't, and you move on to the next one.
Yeah, you never know.
However, I looked you up, and I looked up your husband as well.
Thanks.
Sorry. First off, I'm sorry about my voice. I lost my voice like 3 days ago, and it's probably because it's minus 10 here, 20 here. Your husband caught one touchdown pass from Tom Brady, correct?
Yes.
And if I'm not mistaken, it was the last touchdown of the Brady streak of like consecutive games. Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I was just like reminiscing about that. I'm working on a screenplay about my husband. I know it sounds crazy. It's like a 20-year plan, but there were a lot of different things that I've learned about his journey and that sort of thing, even now. And I research those types of things because I'm like collecting old footage and, like the football, like the feel-good football movies and that sort of thing is kind of where we're going with that. But that's nice that you brought that up. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and another thing that I looked into it a little bit too, because I wanted to, get some background before we did this, was he never played high school football.
Whoa.
From what I read.
That's right. Yes. So he played basketball, soccer, track. He did track. So he went to a D3 school for basketball, and he actually ended up having a foot injury. So he ended up putting on weight because he was lifting a lot, and so not doing as much cardio. And then he was getting bigger and bigger, stronger. And it was funny. He was at a game. He got back to playing basketball, and he was playing. Their team was playing Mount Ida, and the football team was watching, cheering on their basketball team. And they actually approached Matt and said, "Hey, you got to come to our school and play football. Like, you're playing the wrong sport." And like chanting his number 3, you're playing the wrong sport. And so that's just like a cool, that would be in the movie too, you know?
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. So he ended up going to University of Maine and redshirted. So actually, yeah, he definitely didn't have as much experience. But 14 teams called on draft day. And
wow,
you know, he holds the bench press record still that he gained and all that. So, and yeah, different. What kept him in the league was his passion for strength training yeah. So, and then, you know, with the blocking and all of that. So
can I ask what his bench press record was?
Well, he is 500 now. Woo. I don't know what he was it was, I should know this. He's gonna be so mad. I'm gonna get it wrong. I don't dare. I knew it off the top of my head before.
No, don't worry. Jeez. So, you know what? Talking about your husband's great, but I don't think we brought you on to talk about your husband.
Well, I don't mind, but yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I just thought it's the interesting, the Wisconsin connection and everything.
Yep.
So we wanted to definitely hit on that and bring that up, but but we wanted to have you on because, well, I'm a maple syrup producer here in Wisconsin, and I found out that you have a business of, what is it? Your McSea books, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us about that.
Yeah, so I started off self-published. I worked on a lobster tour boat for 8 years. I had enough hours to be a captain. I'd considered commercial fishing, but then I ended up going into teaching. And so my first book, children's book, How to Catch a Keeper. It's not about Matt. It's so it's all about taking kids out, teaching them how to lobster, and I go to school visits and I do all that too. I take my traps and all like the rubber bands and the banding tools and measuring gauges and basically simulate what happens on a working lobster boat. That's part of what I do with that book. And then I was not going to write another book after that. It was a lot of work, but because we were raising the kids and all of that. But then my father-in-law, he retired from the paper mill in town, and he said he'd started tapping maple trees, and he was sending me all these pictures with our 2 older kids, and he's teaching them. And that was the inspiration of the book. I said, okay, I guess I'm going to have to write another book. And I'm embarrassed to say, I wasn't on social media for like 10 years. Like when Matt was in the league, we were social media free and all that, but so I come back to Maine. I didn't really understand how not popular, I don't want to say that, but we have like the Maine Maple Sunday and all of this. Mm-hmm. So I didn't write it. A lot of people think I wrote it like, because, you can sell it at all these places. And I'm like, no, I didn't actually know about how much maple syrup was being produced here after I start researching and everything. I knew we were up there, but third, we got Vermont, New York, Maine, and then Wisconsin
is fourth.
2023 or whatever, any years back too. So anyway, I just decided that's how to tap a maple was born. So
yeah, let me bring that on. I got that
nice
right there. So
that's
how that was born. It's your father-in-law, right?
Yeah, my father-in-law, Terry Mulligan.
Okay,
big shout out.
Very cool.
Yeah, he's thinking like maybe between in the next couple of weeks, 1 to 2 weeks.
He's gonna.
I don't know if you're gonna ask me, did you tap yet?
Yeah. Yeah. Did you tap yet?
Did you tap yet? Or I'm butchering that too. Butchering it.
Jab tap yet.
So do you get out there and tap? Do you get out there?
I do, but not as I'm just a big fake, you know. I'm on here and but we put our kids to work and so they do most of it. But yeah, like we go out when he's starting it all up.
Well, and I'll tell you, I read the book. You sent me a copy of the book online, and I got in my pajamas, got a glass of wine, got into my bed, and I read your book.
Oh, I appreciate that.
It took me about 5 minutes, but I mean,
yeah.
I read the book. It was good. It's very reminds me of the way that my dad and my grandpa did it, very much so, and that's still very vivid memories of being a little kid with them out in the woods, and the buckets, and just much more simpler way of doing things.
I showed my daughter one of your videos.
Oh boy.
No. It was G-rated or whatever. I mean, I'm not going there. Okay. Anyway, so he's like, that's not how you tap.
Right.
I said, okay, all right, listen. But it was just so cute because she's not like very outspoken, but that's what
she learned the right way from grandpa.
I said, well, this is what happened. And believe me, we're trying to put an ear in his bug, because he's still doing what he's doing. But I have to point out the glossary, sugar slang.
Okay. You have the glossary in there with all the terminology.
Yep. The activity book, keeping track of the temperatures and that sort of thing. So,
yeah. So I got to ask you, I'm assuming based on what you've said, you have 3 kids?
Yes.
Okay. And I heard Clara.
Mm-hmm.
So we actually have a Clara as well. She's 7.
Oh, so sweet. My great grandmother's name. So
no. How old are your kids?
So she'll be 12, and then we have a 10-year-old boy and 8-year-old girl. So girl, boy, girl.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Do you so when you write a child's book, this one, the lobster one, did you utilize your kids like for how to I guess be creatively write, or do you, because you're a teacher, did you just kind of have that already?
It kind of just flows out, but I do read the manuscripts to them, and I do ask for their opinion for sure.
Yeah.
So I'm writing one about blueberries right now, and I'm hopefully going to be working with like the commissioner, the Maine Wild Blueberry Commission, and so and then I'm thinking about potatoes, these sorts of things. So anyway, my goal is to preserve memories and preserve culture, heritage from our state, and get kids outside, let's teach them the process of these things, and it doesn't just like show up, on your table.
Right.
Yeah. No, that's really cool. That's really cool.
Guys, if anybody watching, if you have any questions, put them up. I'll put them on the screen. We'll try to answer them. We have
Chester.
Yeah, Eugene. Yeah, from
around the corner.
Oh, okay. That's cool. We have who's this? Amber.
That's my girl, Amber.
The Maniacs. We got another one here. We got Dawn.
Teacher from Paris. Thank you very much. She just ordered the book. She'd said earlier, I saw that comment. Thank you, Dawn.
Nice. And we got Sweet Ridge Maple. What's up, guys? What's up? Where are you guys watching from? Who we got here?
Really nice.
Oh, that's my daughter, Haley. It's too
Hi,
cold
Haley.
here. But hey, check this out, guys. The book, I'm going to, let's see. Right here.
Oh, wow. You're fancy.
We've got a QR code on the screen. So I think how that will work is if you scan that, it'll take you to the website. It Should.
Yes, and if you want a coupon code, it's
okay. Go ahead.
Here, let me write it down for you. I don't have a fancy thing on my screen. Yeah, because I feel bad. I don't have the paperback up there yet. But this is 20 thanks.
20 thanks.
So all cap. I don't think it has to be all caps, but that's 20% off. 20, and then thanks. TH.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that'll give them 20% off.
Nice.
Yeah.
Guys, show her some love. She came all the way from, well, she's on here from Maine. We want to sell some books. She's not in Wisconsin.
I've been to your state before.
Yeah.
All
right.
Let's
see.
I appreciate that.
So where you are, I'm totally not familiar with the geography of Maine.
I am not either.
So in terms of the lobster book, I'm assuming you either lived along the coast for a while, and if you're on the west side of Maine, I'm assuming you're not on the coast.
So I was about an hour. It was nice where I grew up. I was only an hour from Portland. So I grew up near, lakes and mountains, but that's the beauty of Maine. You can be to the lake, near the lakes and mountains. You can be near the ocean, and so especially in certain parts. But so yeah, well, I started in high school. I ended up driving to Portland an hour, and then worked through college on the boat. And then I wrote a poem in my early 20s and kind of put it away. And then the whole process. It was 13 years later. I found there was an illustrator down the road, Connie Rand, and then she did the illustrations for Maple too. So
is that the same person that does illustrations for all your books?
No, I have different illustrators. A lot of them are from Maine, but we have we're working on a book about astronaut Jessica Meir right now. She's was part of the first all-female spacewalk. So the illustrator is out of the country actually for that one. And then one of my illustrators is in South Africa.
Wow.
So, but mostly from Maine, but we might have like a main author, but then have the illustrator somewhere else. It's like all different. So
when you work with an illustrator, sorry, I'm new to this. When you work with an illustrator, do you actually have something in mind that you tell them? Or is it, here's the book, here's like the verbiage, draw what you feel, or how do you and the illustrator work together?
It's different with every book. It's and some publishers are different. Like some publishers will say, nope, we don't want to see, if they have just a manuscript, an author saying, here's my writing, the publisher might say, okay, we're picking the illustrator. But I like to, I'm more, well, I don't want to say, I just say that every situation is different. So I have been open to people submitting, if they have a friend or a connection or something, and say, this is who I have in mind for an artist. I'm open to it.
Cool. If you're ever in need, I'm really good at stick figures.
Hey. I love it.
We got Dover Foxcroft, Maine has the best syrup. Bob's Sugar Shack.
Hey, Bob.
I don't know. But
yep, Bob's.
You know of Bob's?
Yep, I do.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
We got Matt from Swanton, Ohio is watching.
Oh, so this book is being read to first graders in Ohio March 1st through the Matt Light Foundation. So Matt and Susie Light have a foundation, and they do work with literacy, promoting literacy. So
yeah,
I don't know where in Ohio right now, but anyway.
Well, you know what? It's weird. I can tell. It tells me if people have scanned the code, and people have. So that's neat. So some people are checking your book out.
Okay, you can also use another coupon. See if you keep watching, you get another.
Oh, what you got?
All right, because I don't know if it's on there or not. Normally, I think you spend $60 for free shipping, but I'm going to give you a code right now, folks.
Yes. Let's do it.
Did you? Okay, free ship, all caps.
Free ship.
Wow.
I hope Amber's still watching. She's gonna.
Here, Amber. Yep, she's
Amber,
still watching.
are you seeing these?
How to draw a stick figure? LOL. She
Love the
laughed at
coops.
the joke.
Love the coops. Oh gosh.
We got Vince. Vince is a good dude. Vince, he's out there out east. He's he's not in Maine, but he's out there somewhere. Vince, help me out. I'm having a brain fart right now. But yeah, Vince is a guy that watches a lot. And he does surf out there in that area.
Courtney has put the code up. Thanks, Court. That's Matt's cousin. So she put.
Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. What's the
the chat? Courtney put the.
Oh, yep. Free ship.
Thank you,
So
Amber.
we got that free ship code. How many books do you have?
I have 25.
I was on the website. There's a lot.
25.
Wow.
Oh. Yep, we've been
And
busy.
how long have you been doing your books, your McSea books? How long have you been at this?
So really publishing other people's work, 2020 is when was like my first one that I traditionally published was Find a Moose with Me. So
Find a Moose.
That's one.
Cool. That was your first one?
That I didn't write myself, that I traditionally published. Sure. So my friend Suzanne Busby Hersey, and she's writing the Jessica Meir book. So
okay. There's a lot of moose in Maine, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of moose in Maine.
Yeah, we have Good Morning Maine. There's another moose.
A moose.
Okay.
Tim and I saw him once.
Yeah, we saw a moose once when we were canoeing.
How did that go?
He was quite a ways away. Not quite a ways. He was probably like 100 yards away. Okay. But we were in a canoe in deep water, and he was right along the shore. So we weren't too concerned.
Yeah. Well, that
was in northern Minnesota where we saw that moose.
Yep. Yeah.
But then there was a moose that went across the lake up at my parents' place in Phelps, Wisconsin.
Wow.
And moose aren't super prevalent in Wisconsin. They're fairly rare in Wisconsin. They're not like out in Maine. But there's been a moose on this lake that my family has a cabin on. It was very cool.
Nice.
It was a moose on the loose.
Moose. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Vince, he's from New Jersey.
That's where Suzanne's from. The one that wrote the moose book. She's from California, New Jersey. Her mom used to have a bookstore there.
Yep. We got Jess from Wisconsin Rapids. Locally. We got hey, check this out. We got Spencer.
Oh, Spencer, thank you.
Ordered the book.
We have an author, Deb Adamson's from Connecticut.
Very nice. Very nice. Long Drive Acres in Wilton, Maine is watching.
Oh, awesome.
So, I mean, I think that book is great because things like that today, John and I are old enough that we didn't grow up with all this technology.
Come on.
Right?
No, we did not. We
did not. Our brains were functioning and fully formed before the advent of any type of internet. Pretty much.
I mean, you're gonna figure that's like 2001.
I mean, before social media for sure.
Social media was even after that.
Yeah. So, I love it because you're getting kids back to the basics and kind of the things that, hands-on, learning about real things. And it's great. I mean, I think what you're doing is amazing.
Thank you.
It's amazing. And it takes a lot of talent and skill. I mean, come on. We have
I don't
some
like making maple syrup.
You don't?
No, I said kind of like making
well, I think what you do is probably harder than what I do.
I don't know.
We have Vita from, wow, that's pretty cool.
Hey, Vita.
I wanted to do a little trivia tonight because when we do this from time to time, we give away something. So I have a TMD hat to give away right here, everyone. But we have a trivia question that I came up with. It's kind of interesting. Some of the answers have already been said tonight. I didn't know they were going to come up, but we're going to go with it anyway because I already typed this up and can put it on the screen. But it's a 3-part question, and it's Maine trivia. So let me put it on there. And guys,
my dogs might bark.
Okay, that's fine.
I might mute.
Okay. But
sorry.
It's a 3-part question. If you get them all, you have to get them all 3 in the same answer on the comments, and then I'll ship this hat to you. But it's Maine trivia, and I'm going to put this up on the screen, and then I'm going to go to the comments and see who gets all 3 right first. I think it's fairly basic. It's going to scroll, so you got to be a little quick. What is Maine's state animal? What is Maine's nickname? The state nickname, or what do they call themselves? And then what do the residents call themselves? So if you're paying attention early, you got some of the answers already. I didn't realize that was going to happen. Yeah. Now I'm going to go to the comments.
1 and 3 for sure.
Let's see here. If we get anybody right. Okay. So you guys, the thing is scrolling. We got a 3-part answer. Don't Google it. And right away, the very first person we got.
All right, Josh.
Josh, Mainers. Okay.
See you, Josh.
That's over. All right.
Oh, that was a good.
I'm writing this down. Josh.
Amber says I gave one away. Points for that.
Yeah. I gotta put my glasses on to read that one. Josh.
Lalibert.
La Liberty.
Okay, Lalibert. Okay. Josh, message me on the Maple Dude Facebook and give me your address if you would. That would do that. That's what we'll do.
Congratulations, Josh.
Yeah, Josh, you got the TMD hat.
And then he says, I'm a Mainer. Is that cheating?
Yeah, kind of.
No.
It's probably.
Dave says it was rigged.
Rigged.
So what you said the thing you're working on next? Is there something immediate? But you had this 20-year screenplay or something like. Is there a book more immediately you're working on? You said The Wild Berries.
Yeah. So I'm working on how to rake the berries at the old blueberry farm. So we're showcasing like one of our friends' blueberry farms, and we're going through the same type of thing, the process of a grandmother this time. So this is a grandfather taking their kids out. So we have Grammy taking the kids. Let's go rake some berries. Let's go on an adventure. And the whole process is an older lady there that she owns it, and she's going to tell them all about it and the history. And so, yeah, and I'm working on, I don't think I can say what it's about, but do you know the little golden books? Like the books that are with the golden spine? So I'm working on one of those. So that's not my company. That's as a writer.
Oh,
yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
Thank you.
So you're doing that for them.
Yes, as a writer.
Oh, wow.
So yeah. So that's a little. Yeah.
That's neat.
Thank you.
So are you going to write a book about how to get into the NFL? Use your husband as the inspiration.
We have our book, Just a Kid from Maine. Okay. And that's about his journey and yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. Well, that's a great.
Did his high school, I was reading, did they not offer football?
Yeah, it's correct. He graduated with 28 in his class.
This is really interesting because it sounds very similar to the high school John and I went.
Mm.
Very small. We did not have football either when I was there. And so yeah, that sounds, he's graduated 28.
Yes.
Yeah. That's not.
We didn't.
We had 17 in my class, and I think Tim, you were smaller than me.
Yes.
Wow.
Like 16 or something like that. But so yeah, I can identify with that.
Yeah, definitely.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
But that's like what our book is about, encouraging. It doesn't matter where you're from. You know, you put the work in and get the drive. You can do it.
Right. Well, guys, yeah. We had people scanning that QR code, guys. So if you want to get that book and throw those promotions, say those one more time for us, just to.
Yeah. So we have 20 thanks.
Okay.
So it's 2020 and then thanks, THANKS.
And that's for 20% off.
Yep. And then sorry, this is terrible. You can't see it. Free ship.
Okay. So can you use both of them or want you?
Yeah, you should be able to.
Oh wow! Yeah. So you're getting a really good deal tonight.
Get the deal.
That's right.
John, you got any other questions?
Yeah, no, but when you put up the free ship one,
yeah.
The very first thing that comes to my head, I think it was Kohl's. I don't know if you have Kohl's department stores out here. No, maybe it was Kmart. It was such a good deal. I shipped my pants.
Yeah.
You remember that?
I know.
That was literally an advertising campaign on TV. I was such a good deal. I shipped my pants.
Yeah, it was free ship them.
They knew.
Oh. Well, Stephanie, thanks for joining us tonight on TMD Live. And I hope you said your father-in-law is thinking about tapping here sometime soon.
Yeah, he said today 1 to 2 weeks.
Oh, 1 to 2 weeks.
I don't know. I mean,
okay.
Yeah, so keep an eye on the temps and
that's
what his estimate was.
We're kind of,
you think, or starting. I don't know if he meant like starting to get stuff ready.
Yeah, we're getting stuff ready ourselves and probably tapping in maybe next week sometime. But it doesn't really look like the syrup and all that. It doesn't look like we're probably going to be really making any syrup till my guess is around the 8th or 10th of March before we're really into it, which is more normal for us. So that's good. It gives us some more time because we're not ready to go. But
yeah.
So I want to say thanks for coming on tonight.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Appreciate meeting you.
Yeah. And anytime I can help you out or whatever, just reach out, and I want to get some of your books so I can have them in my store, and I'll we'll put them together we'll probably use them for even some gift boxes or something like that too. So
wow, that's awesome.
I'll be in touch.
Thank you.
I'll be in touch.
Thank you guys.
All right. Thank you,
Jonny C. You got anything further to say to anybody out there?
I'm really looking forward to this weekend when it's going to be in the 40s.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Definitely.
All right, guys.
Other than that, that's it.
Thanks for joining me, everybody. From John, Stephanie, and myself, have a great night. Have a great weekend. And remember, always keep it real.